If you are an aspiring radio presenter or you've been in the game now for a little while and you're relatively inexperienced when it comes to commercial radio, then just remember this. I've had a meeting once, many years ago, with a program manager of a radio station. And just before anybody thinks I'm throwing shade, it isn't any of the program managers that I've ever worked for, okay? But I've had a meeting with a particular program manager that wanted to potentially employ me. While we were having the meeting, the afternoon drive show DJ of that particular station walked past the studio, and then the program manager proceeded to tell me, "Oh, you've met so-and-so. Look at what time he's here during the day, 3 hours before his show this afternoon. And do you think that the afternoon drive DJ of your station that you currently working at has the same kind of work ethic?" So you proceeded to kind of insult the afternoon drive DJ of the station that I was working at the time, and comparing it to the afternoon drive show host of his station that he was the program manager for. And then, lo and behold, a year or two later, that afternoon drive show DJ was then employed, that he insulted of the station that I worked at, was then employed by the station that he was program manager for. And it just goes to show that, yes, in this game, it can be cutthroat, it can be very competitive, but you need to stay humble, you need to keep working hard, you need to constantly hone your craft. But what you should never ever do is be complacent and think that you're safe. Because it doesn't matter how good you are, in the end, when it comes to commercial radio, it is a business after all. And when it comes to making changes, they think of it as a business and they don't really have time for feelings. I'm not trying to say this so that you can be put off by being in radio. All I'm trying to do is give you the reality. So work hard, stay humble, but never ever be complacent. Done for today, Friday, and I actually don't want to do much else today. I'm overdue for some relaxation and R&R. So I'm just looking forward to a quiet evening. Last night was the father and son braai barbecue for anybody that's going to be watching this that doesn't live in South Africa. And it was a hectic week, a busy one, but grateful that it was busy because a lot of cool business came into the studio. And I'm very happy about that. And I'm also working on some new business for the studio. And I've already reached out to a few people. And I'm going to see how that pans out. And furthermore, just have a restful evening. I know next week is going to be a busy one as well. But I'm grateful. I'm glad because it's busy for the right reasons. And when things are busy for the right reasons, and as I've mentioned before, you can hear and see that I'm tired. As I've mentioned before, when you're doing something that you really love, you really feel energized and you don't mind being tired because it was worth it. But tonight, I think the accumulation of all of that fatigue is really taking its toll. So I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the weekend. I do these videos not because for 1 second do I think that I know it all and that I have all this life experience and I want to be some sort of life coach. It is purely to express opinions and feelings and the little knowledge that I have gained over the years from whether it's radio or being in the music industry, and that I want to share from a South African context. One thing that came to mind as recently as last night for me was that I've always been very competitive, and in everything that I do, I've always wanted to be the best. But with my personality, wanting to be the best was actually a little bit detrimental to not only my career, but also my personal relationships. Because wanting to be the best and being competitive had its pitfalls where there was the potential for me to lose my way and to maybe shut out the people that I care about. And so I decided to shift my focus from not wanting to be the best, but wanting to give the best in everything that I do. Stop wanting to be the best and start wanting to give the best. So that way, I still work hard. I still, give 150% to what I'm doing, but in the end, I don't shut anybody out. And it's a change of one word from be to give. And in my case, the word be was feeding my ego. The word give was feeding my soul, and at the same time, helping others.